Do it again. Do it again.
I can't.
Do it again. Come on.
Okay.
I'm not going to edit that out.
You bet.
That's gold. It's gold.
You better edit that out.
That is gold. It's golden and it's saying. Welcome, everybody, to the Bob and Katie Show.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Bob.
Ask me about my sunblock. Oh, did I throw you off? Did you have something?
You did throw me off.
I've been waiting to tell you about this all day. And I was like, I can't wait.
Can we get to the sunblock in just a minute?
Yeah, we can.
Because I've been thinking about how we're going to start the show off, and you just completely threw me off.
I know. Sorry.
We're going to pretend to start again.
I didn't tell you at all.
We're going to do the Bob and Katie Show.
I'm Katie.
I'm Bob. Okay. I am very, very excited about this episode. I'm extremely excited about this episode. I don't know if you remember this or not, because it was like a week ago. You pretty much gave me free reign on the topics because it's my birthday week.
Did I? Are you sure?
And that
did
makes
I
me,
really?
You did. And that makes me very excited. A lot of people don't know. You hear my smacking? I spent so much time stop it. That's gross. I spent so much time editing out me and you smacking our lips. It's like we're eating. We're just like eating the mice.
You don't realize how much you do something like smack your lips
or say or
something like that you know, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't realize until you go back and hear a recording of yourself and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is that how I really sound?
But you told me, and I asked you, you said we can talk about whatever you want. It's your birthday.
Are we going to talk about poop?
We're not going to talk. I don't really have any poop stories this time.
Really?
You brought the poop up.
Man.
You just did that. That just happened and you did it. You know, when we started the Bob and Katie Show, there was a lot of stuff that I wanted to do, and you would go, we shouldn't do that.
Nobody wants to hear you talk about that.
And I get it. I get that. I get it completely. I believe the word
Nobody
you used.
wants to hear you talk about Howard the Duck for like 45 minutes, okay?
The word, look, Howard the Duck is amazing.
I like Howard the Duck. Lots of people like Howard the Duck, but I don't know if I want to hear you talk about it for 45 minutes.
The word you used about my humor was unique.
Yeah. I'm not like saying, I don't want you to think that like the things that you think is funny, that is stupid. Because it's not. Because everybody is different.
Everybody is different.
But my humor and your humor, it is different sometimes. Like
Very
the things
different.
that you think is funny, sometimes like that's not funny at all. And then vice versa. I mean, there's some things that I think is funny that you don't think is funny. So,
Well,
I don't want to knock it because
no, it's
you're
okay.
You.
What you stopped me from doing brings to the table what makes our show. And I'm okay with it.
Of course it does.
Well, I had this great idea a long time ago. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take all the ideas that kind of get vetoed by you, and I'm going to do another podcast. And I'm going to call it the Bobcast.
Bobcast.
That one. You've got to be real old school with the Bob and Katie Show to catch that one. But,
Megan. We need
this
Megan here.
Yeah,
Bobcast.
This was the problem we ran into. There's no time for a second podcast.
No.
We don't even get this one out every week. So it didn't
Time
happen.
is probably our most valuable commodity right now in life.
So what I've decided to do was every now and then on special occasions like the week of my birthday, you're going to get, and I say you, I'm talking to the listener now, not you, I'm talking to the people. You're going to get an episode of the Bobcast.
Bobcast.
And that's what this episode is. And that's why there was weird intro music this time.
Was there? I didn't hear that.
That's because I put it in afterwards. So the intro music that you heard
that
during this,
was ugly.
yeah, it's okay. The intro that you heard this time was actually the intro music that I created for the Bobcast. So this is actually an episode of the Bobcast.
Bobcast. Sorry, that's going to get old really fast.
Really fast.
Somebody out there is like, okay, she needs this.
All right, so there's my intro. Let me ask you about what happened with your sunblock?
So let me tell you about this sunblock. We went to the beach yesterday, and it was the first time that I used this sunblock. I bought it few weeks ago, I stocked up, right?
Oh, that cream stuff.
Long story short, I stocked up on sunblock and I ordered it online, which is I've never done. I'm like, buy my sunblock from Walmart, Food Line, drugstore, whatever. Never bought sunblock online in my entire life. I bought sunblock online through like our Flex spending account. Okay. So I got like 3 or 4 different kinds. So we go to the beach yesterday and it's the first time that I've really had the opportunity or necessity to use this one sunblock I ordered. This sunblock, I've never spent as much money on sunblock as I did this one.
Is this the crap you asked me to go rub on your shoulders and your back?
Yes.
It felt like lard.
It was like, it's like this organic crap.
Mm-hmm.
I say organic. I'm not against organic.
You got tricked into that organic thing, didn't you?
I was like, oh, well, that sounds great. Because, I try to take care of my skin. I do. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try this out. It has like coconut oil and shea butter and stuff like that. And it sounds like it'll be really good for your skin.
You said shea butter, like for real. I thought you said shea butter for a second. And I was like, oh my God.
Shea butter.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, it's like all organic stuff. And I'm like, you rub it all over your skin, you know? I care about my skin, so let's try it. So yesterday I used it for the first time, and like, I start slathering this stuff on, and immediately I'm like...
With a spatula, because that's what it felt like lard.
No. I'm like, oh no. This is not good.
I spent $24 on this crap.
It was $24, which I don't know, maybe some people out there are like, oh, that's nothing. I don't buy $24 sunblock. I buy like $10 sunblock. This mess was $24 for like a jar. And so I'm like putting it on. It's so thick and like greasy. It's like hard to spread. I look chalky because it's just like not rubbed in. And then, like, I go to wash my hands after I'm done. No,
it's like that,
and I know, like, halfway through, like, I started at my face, and then, like, then my arms and stuff, and, like, I'm like, this is not good, okay? I go to wash my hands, and the water beat it up like I had Rain-X on my hands. I was like, oh God, I don't know if I'm not going to get sunburned, but I'm surely waterproof.
Well, this is what happened to me. Are you okay? Can you breathe?
It was so bad.
You asked me to come put some on your shoulders and your back, and I did. And then I pulled my hands away and looked down at them, and it looked like I had been putting that paint on myself. That like mimes use, you know what I mean? I was like,
it was really chalky.
What is all over my hands?
It was so thick because for anyone who's never used coconut oil, at room temperature, it is solidified. But as soon as you touch it and it gets warm, it melts. And coconut oil is great for sunburns. Your sister, I thank her for that information. But anyway, yeah, it has coconut oil in it. It's like the first ingredient in it. And so, yeah, like if you get a little bit of it and like rub it in your hands, it softens up. But I mean, it's really, really thick and it's hard to spread. And it's like so greasy. I felt like I put turtle wax all over my body. And like, we got home from
like the mental pictures I'm having right now of you in the bathroom with a jar full of turtle wax.
That's what it felt like. Like when I
like
washed
the Karate Kid, wax on, wax off.
When I washed my hands and I looked down and the water beat it up, I was like, this is not going to be good. Immediately, I was like, I'm going to be like trying to wash this stuff off for like a week. Mm-hmm. And so like I took a shower when we got home from the beach. And then when I took a shower this morning, I could still like feel the stuff on my skin.
Yeah.
I washed like 3 times in the shower and I'm pretty sure that I still have it on me. I'm like, so now I'm stuck with this $24 jar of sunscreen that I'm like, I'm never putting that on my skin again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can make biscuits with the stuff that's in that jar.
It, like, lesson learned, I will stick to the, like, $10 sunblock.
Yeah.
Just, like, forget about this organic crap. Because once I wash it off, I'm not using it again.
You understand what's happening right now, right? Every episode, we're like, hey guys, we have a Patreon account, and we'd like you to support the show.
That's not what I'm spending their money on.
And then you're like, I'm buying $24 sunblock in a jar that feels like a lard.
Flex spending account. Thank
Nobody
you very
knows
much.
what that is. Nobody knows what a flex spend card is. It was very thick, very chalky, and you made me put that on my face.
I didn't make you. I gave you the other sunblock.
Did I use the other sunblock?
Yeah, because I told you. I specifically said, do not use this. You will hate it because I know how you are. You would have complained. I was like, you will hate this. Do not use it.
I'm wrong. I just remember my hands being white and chalky. I don't know what happened after that. I blacked out at some point.
It was horrible. I used your bar soap in the shower. I used my body wash. Then I used your bar soap. I'm like scrubbing myself because I can feel it. Mm-hmm. I can feel it on my skin still. And then I used my body wash again. And I still don't think I washed it all off.
Wow, it's incredible.
But hey, I'm not sunburnt, so
there you go.
There's
that. Looks it worked. $24 to not be sunburnt.
There's that.
And you burn like a piece of toast. It's insane. For the people listening, let me explain to you how Katie burns. All right, she goes, hey, I really want to get a tan this year. And we go to the beach or we go to the pool and she sits out in the sun. And for anybody that's seen a picture of my wife, she's white. Like a piece of paper white. And she burns.
I like to say porcelain.
Yeah, she burns and turns lobster red. Now, me, when I get sunburnt, I turn lobster red and then I turn a nice brown color.
Golden brown.
It's really nice. But Katie will get burnt. Her skin will peel and she sheds like something out of a horror movie. And then she is completely pasty white again. There's no tan at all. Yep. So her best defense for fun in summertime is just to put SPF 8 grand on and just hope that she doesn't turn red. Cause
I'm
you don't
somewhat of a sunblock connoisseur. I've kind of tried it all.
You really burn.
I don't go for a walk without putting on sunblock. Yeah,
you don't.
It's a necessity.
Okay, so now that we've talked about your
sunburn
and
moving on,
your lard stuff that keeps the sun away, I want to get to the Bobcast material. First of all, the number one thing that's taking over the country right now is the new app that allows you to go out in your community. Calm down. That allows you to go out in the community and catch monsters.
Because you got to catch them all.
Well, I'm not talking about Pokemon. I'm talking about Tinder. No, I'm joking. That's a joke I heard on the internet. I didn't even make that up.
No.
No, we are talking about Pokemon. Pokemon Go. It has taken over the country.
But it's so fun.
It is so fun.
It's so fun.
But you know what? I don't want to talk about that quite yet.
What?
I have something else to talk about.
I kind of want to open it up right now.
You want to, the app? The Pokemon Go app?
I want to check and see, if there's, any Pokemon around.
Let's do it. Let's open it up right now.
It's like crack.
It really is. And a lot of people, when they hear about Pokemon Go, their thought is, why is an adult playing a game based around cartoons?
First of all, we watch Pokemon almost on a daily basis around our house anyway.
Yeah, our kids love it.
So, and we play the card game. So, it was only the natural next step was to play the app, download the app and play the game. But, I know a lot of people have never watched Pokemon or anything a day in their life that are playing, but it's fun. It's fun. It's so fun.
The object of the game, for anybody that doesn't realize what's going on, it is a worldwide scavenger hunt. That is what it is. Okay, before we get into Pokemon Go, I do have a couple things that I want to get into first. I had communication with another celebrity I'm pretty excited about.
Other than Mike Herrera?
You know what? Speaking of Mike Herrera,
speaking of Mike,
I got him on the show because it was your birthday. And this week we're celebrating my birthday. So what famous person did you have come on for me?
You know what celebrity I got for you?
Who's that?
Katie from the Bob and Katie show. Right here in the flesh. What more could you ask for?
That's ridiculous.
No, it's not. That's the best I could do.
Well, I did actually get up with a celebrity.
What? Who have you been talking to?
So there's this guy. His name is Jason Charles Miller.
Well, that's no Mike Herrera, so I don't know who that is.
You gotta stop. He's giving us stuff. You better chill out.
I'm sorry. I don't know who Jason is. Who's Jason?
Jason was the lead singer of a band called Godhead. And you okay? You feel it now? You good? And Godhead was a band that got noticed by Marilyn Manson.
I know who they are. I didn't exactly listen to their music, but I know of them.
Well, Marilyn Manson heard them and was like, hey, these guys are going to be somebody. So he picks them up and puts them on his record label. And then he got to tour with on the Ozfest and stuff like that. And now Jason's basically doing his own little like solo albums and things like that. So what we would like for you as listeners is go check out his Facebook page. You can just, search Jason Charles Miller. You'll see him. And take a listen to his music. And if you like it, please go buy the album. Well, he's given us permission to play a song of his on our show. And that's what we're going to end the episode with. And I'm not going to tell everybody what the song is right now. You're just going to wait to the end.
Ooh, the suspense.
And then have a huge surprise. But he's super talented and such a nice guy. So, Jason, thanks for getting back with me. And
that's really awesome.
I really like your music. It's dope. And and thank you
do the kids say that?
I think they do. And if they don't, then that's on them.
Do you remember when, like, butter was a thing? Like, that's butter.
Or snap. Oh, snap. You remember that one?
I still say that. I guess I'm probably not cool. I'm not down with the cool kids.
Nah, that's okay. The cool kids aren't down with the cool kids, so forget them. But
I don't even know what phrases are cool nowadays. Like, fat. You remember that?
Yeah.
That's fat.
That's a long time ago. They might still use it. I don't know.
Your dad still says that. I hear him say that all the time.
You're right. And my dad actually corrected me. It was yesterday morning, I believe. We had to go back to the house because you forgot your purse there the other night. And I made a comment about him being 60, and he made it very clear to me that he was not 60 years old.
Your dad is not 60. Oh my gosh, he's a spring chicken.
But Jason Charles Miller, go search him on Facebook, listen to his music. You might be inclined to buy his album because he's very, very talented. And Jason, thank you so much for allowing us to use the song at the end of the episode. Because a lot of people don't know this, but we're not really allowed to do stuff like that unless we're given permission from the song or songwriter.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Jason. Am I allowed to just call him Jason? Do I have to say like
sure,
Mr. Miller? Thank you, Mr. Miller.
You're Katie from the Bob and Katie Show. You're on a first name basis with any celebrity.
What up, Jason?
Are you ready for the next Bobcast topic?
Bobcast, yeah.
The Big Bang Theory. I have a couple things that I want to talk about.
Okay.
For anybody out there that doesn't know what the Big Bang Theory is, you should come out from underneath your rock and join the rest of us. It is the #1 comedy on TV, and it is amazing. It's such a good show.
We're huge fans.
Well, I have two things I want to talk about. The first thing is I listened to an interview with Chuck Lorre and found out some really cool information that...
For anyone who does not know, Chuck Lorre is the creator...
Co-creator.
Co-creator of
the Big Bang Theory. Check this out. Did you know that he wrote the intro to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon?
Like the song?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And the best part...
know that.
The best part is... You know when they're, the voices? That's a fact, Jack. That's Chuck Lorre.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Isn't that incredible?
That is so cool.
Well, he plays music, and like he's really, really good. Like that's his thing. And he got out of it because there wasn't enough money into it. He was having a family, and he just wanted to go bigger and better. And obviously, he made it.
I'm sure he's.
But yeah,
he gotta be like
wrote that song. Him and a friend.
Wow.
And I thought it was, when I heard it, I was like, holy crap, because that was a big song. Like for me as a child growing up, that was it. The kids in my neighborhood, we used to beat the crap out of each other pretending to be Ninja Turtles. And we would sing that song.
Let me tell you, I was jealous of April.
O'Neil?
April O'Neil.
Oh, I was going to marry her. Her and the Pink Ranger? Yeah, they were both going to be my brides. I
was so jealous of her. I wanted to be April O'Neil. Because I wanted to hang. I would.
You know, we could dye your hair red.
I would watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Saturday morning, and like it would go off, and I'd be like, "Stupid freaking April."
We can make that happen.
I was so jealous of her.
We can make that happen. We can dye your hair red.
No,
you down?
I've been there, done that.
I will go there. I will go to Walmart tomorrow. We'll dye your hair red. No. Get you one of them yellow jumpsuits.
Yellow jumpsuits
that she wears. And then you can walk in the house and be like, "Hey, Bob, I'm April," and I'd be like, "That's weird."
I don't think I could pull off the yellow jumpsuit as well as April O'Neil did.
But isn't that incredible? You want to know a better story about that situation that I heard from, you know, that
thing for redheads, so you.
Come on,
April O'Neil.
You need to calm down.
Ariel, the Little Mermaid.
I don't have a thing for Ariel, the Little Mermaid.
You once told me that if you could marry her instead of me, that you would have.
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
You said it.
Ariel, you're going to get me arrested. Ariel was only like 13 in that cartoon. Now, the Ariel...
Well, how old were you when you first started?
I was probably pretty young. It was okay then. It's not okay now. I'm a 31-year-old man. I turned 31 this week. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. You old fart.
Come on now. Easy. I'm lost. I completely forgot what I was about to talk about.
Redheads?
Lost. Nothing.
I don't
have anything.
Chuck Lorre, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You know, when I edit this tomorrow, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, that's what I was going to talk about, but it's gone now. So for you people out there that didn't get the rest of what I was saying, Katie's fault.
You were talking about Chuck Lorre. You listened to an interview with Chuck Lorre.
No, I can finish that thought, but there was really something else. Now,
I'm really sorry.
Speaking of your fault.
What?
Let me finish.
What are you talking about?
Katie, because it was my birthday, allowed me to pick the topic for the show with no, vetoing or anything. So if you don't like the topics we talked about,
it's not my fault.
Obviously there is someone to blame. And that person is Katie, because she normally stops me. So if you don't like this episode, it's all on Katie. She didn't do her part. That's her only job. She has two jobs. One on the podcast is to talk, and two, to filter me. And she didn't do that this time, so it's on her. Well, he wrote the song, Chuck Lorre, the song for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? And then guess what happened to the Ninja Turtles? It exploded. It became a phenomenon. They were going to make games and action figures and anything you think of, lunchboxes. It was going to be all over the place. Well, before they made the arcade games, they pulled Chuck Lorre and his partner into an office and basically said, so this is what's happening. We're going to use your song for our video games and other stuff. And we're not going to pay you for it.
What?
And if you are not okay with that, then we are going to completely just erase your song from history. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's crazy, right?
That's cutthroat, man.
And Chuck Lorre and his partner were young at the time, so they were like, oh, okay, well, I guess do what you gotta do and use the song. And, hindsight is 2020. That song is obviously a huge part, and they couldn't have done what they've done without that song. But, it turned out well. He's moved on, and he's got a bigger and badder career. So, good for you, Chuck. Good job, buddy. Now, I have one more thing to talk about with the Big Bang Theory. And if you don't watch this show, then this next part might not be so good. But once again, blame it on Katie because she's not... I'm trying to talk here. She's not filtering me this week. I have written, or not written, but I've come up with the concept of the final finale of the Big Bang Theory.
You're not going to say it, are you? Because you always do this thing. We'll be watching a show or a movie, and you go, I have it figured out. I have it figured out. I have it figured out. I know what's going to happen. I know who the killer is.
And I'm pretty good at it.
So if you can't tell people what your idea is because it might actually happen because you figure things out. You can't just watch something and enjoy it. You have to figure it out, and you dissect it. So you might spoil it for everyone.
Here's another saying from the 90s. Slow your roll. I didn't figure this out. This isn't like when we're watching CSI and I'm like, hey, I know who the killer is. That's not what this is. This is me going, hey, you know what a really good idea to end the show on would be? That's what this idea is, and I want to share it with you.
Have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles come on there.
You need to calm down. But that would be incredible. That probably trumps what I'm going to come up with. Just that fast. My idea. In one sentence, you killed my whole, I thought about this for a month.
That's not what you were going to say? What?
No, but I want to tell you what I'm thinking about. And we should submit it, I think. Well,
to Chuck Lorre? Yeah. We'll just give him a phone call. Old buddy, old pal.
Hey, Chuck, this is Bob, from the Bob and Katie show.
You know.
Well, let me tell you my idea.
Tell me your idea.
All right, and you tell me what you think. So eventually the Big Bang Theory will get canceled because that's life. That's what happens. But I know how it should end, right? It's going to end with Leonard moving out. And Sheldon's not okay with it.
Well, that's already happened.
It hasn't really happened. No, it happened for an episode, but it's fixed itself. But focus on the ending. What I'm telling you right now. Okay. This is how it ends, right?
This made me sad. Like, it's made me sad. We've watched so much Big Bang Theory. Like, I feel like I know them. Yeah. You know, if you're like, you watch a show or like you read a book or something and you get so emotionally attached. And when it's over, like when your show gets canceled or something, you're just like, you're devastated because you feel like you know these people. Mm-hmm. That's how I felt when, How I Met Your Mother ended. Like, I had watched.
The big blue horn? Yeah.
I had watched it all and it was over, and, like, I felt like there was a hole in my heart, and so it's making me sad to think about it. But continue, I'm sorry.
So here we go. Leonard walks out of the apartment, and that's when real life hits the audience. There really wasn't an apartment in California. Sheldon was a physicist who had gone crazy and was in a mental ward. What do you think about that?
So, like, none of it ever happened? It was just...
None of it ever happened. Leonard worked at the ward and became really good friends and cared for Sheldon. Now, Leonard could have actually been a scientist, and that's how he made this connection with Sheldon, and he talked to him about things. Doctor? Yeah. That was maybe trying to get his way through college or something like that. A very smart individual. Penny could have been a nurse at the hospital who Leonard told Sheldon about, hey, I've got a crush on this lady. I'm going to ask her out one day, and maybe she really was aspiring to be an actress, and maybe she made it, and that's the reason that Leonard's leaving. Maybe Howard was actually like a groundskeeper or a plumber who worked on things. Maybe he told everybody he was an astronaut because they would believe him, because he wasn't, you know, everybody that's in the ward, not all there, right?
So what about Raj?
I didn't think about Raj. Maybe Raj is just another crazy person in the ward.
Well, what about Amy Farrah Fowler?
Once again, Amy Farrah Fowler, someone in the ward that made a connection with him. Leonard's mother, super smart lady. What if she was the main doctor at the ward? And afterwards, she presents a presentation about the study of Sheldon when she talks about, hey, this individual with such a large capacity for science and knowledge that had so much that it overtook him and kind of put him in a place where it didn't really work in society. Even in this small room by himself, was able to experience love and compassion and grow in an environment that's not natural for normal people.
Well, it's a theory. It's a theory.
It is a theory.
I don't think that's how it's going to end. But, I mean, I could see your theory.
I can sum it up with this, though. You know how Sheldon always had a spot?
Mm-hmm.
What if in his room he only had one chair? So he saw that as his spot. So when someone came to visit him, they couldn't sit there because it was the only chair and it was his spot. And that's how the show ends. Sheldon looks around the room and goes, well, at least I have my spot.
God, that's so sad.
And he sits in it.
Why did you even think about this? Like, that's just depressing.
You can't tell me though, as like a fan.
That's too intense.
If it ends that way,
that is
and
way
like
too intense.
It goes black, you don't sit there on the couch and go,
I would be devastated. I would be depressed.
What just happened?
No, that cannot be the way it ends.
It's gotta be.
No.
It's incredible.
No.
Oh, I'm gonna submit it and he's gonna take it. Now, the way that the world works is there's gonna be some lawyer somewhere that says, well, we're not gonna pay this guy for this idea, and they're gonna do it anyways. For you guys that are listening, when it happens, you know that came from the Bob and Katie show.
No, that was Bobcast.
Oh, Bobcast. Okay, before we get into Pokemon Go, which is going to be like the last thing we talk about, we got to cover some business. We need a couple things from our listeners. We don't ask for too much.
We need your time and we need your money. I mean, in all honesty here.
Yeah, that's basically what we need.
Let's not sugarcoat things.
We've had a whole bunch of you lately sharing our episodes, and we just want to say thank you so much.
That's so awesome.
Because that is the number one way that a podcast grows. Mm-hmm. But I do need a little bit more from you. We need a little bit more from you. Every time that someone shares our episodes, I go and look at it. And the one thing... That makes
you sound like such a creeper.
I know, I'm creeping everybody's Facebook page.
Every time you do this, I go look at it.
The one thing that would help just a little bit is just say something about us. Hey, I really enjoy this podcast, or these guys are funny, or hey, these people are stupid and you should go listen to them. Whatever it is, say something.
It's just so easy nowadays to get lost on the internet.
In the sharing of things.
And people share things. And you know, everybody's been there where you just scroll on past things. If nobody captions what they share, sometimes if it doesn't catch your eye, you just scroll right past it. So, I mean, that's just how things are in this day and age with the internet. There's so much there that stuff has to catch your eye. You can't stop and look at everything. You can't stop and read everything and listen to everything. That's just how it is.
Now, the next thing is, we're not going to have an ad for you this week, but we do want to talk again about patreon.com. We have the link on our Facebook page. If you really enjoy our show, you can go help support it. You create a Patreon account and just say, hey, these people make me smile just a little bit, and I'd like to show my appreciation by giving $1 or $1 million.
For anybody who doesn't know how it works, it's pretty much like any other subscription-based thing. You sign up and you go, hey, I want to pledge $1, $2, $5, however much you want to pledge a month. And then at the beginning of the month, they charge like whatever card you put in, your credit card, debit card, whatever you choose. And they do that on like, I guess the first of the month every month. So if you pledge $1 on the 17th of the month, they don't take the $1 until the first of the following month.
Right.
And they'll continue to do that until you cancel. I mean, you know, hopefully you won't, but, you know, I'm just saying, like, you don't have to do it forever and ever. If you wanted to just do it one time, you just go on there, and then after the first of the month, they charge you, and then you can cancel however you want to do it.
Now, what do you get?
That's how it works.
What do you get for being a patron? We actually do give you things. Number one, we have 2 episodes right now that nobody gets to hear unless you're a patron. And number 2, which our other patrons haven't gotten yet because we're lazy and we got a lot going on.
We're not lazy. Like I said, I think at the beginning of this episode, how time is the most precious commodity we have. You're about to talk about those vinyls.
We have some really, really nice vinyl stickers.
They're so awesome, and they're like still sitting there on the roll. We've got to like,
we've got to make a pledge to ourselves to get those sent out this week. We need to get them sent out. Cut them, send them out. They're really, really cool. You can stick them on lockers, cars, your neighbor's house, whatever you want to do with them. That's on you, but they're really, really cool. And if you become a patron, you get one for free. So do that. Go to our Facebook page, search The Bob and Katie Show, and there'll be a link on there for patreon.com where you can help support this.
Yeah, it's pinned at the top of our Facebook page.
Comedy episode. Or show, rather.
And you know, not to like continue to talk about social media and stuff, but if you guys ever want to like talk to us or like comment, hey, I really like your show. Hey, I really freaking hate your show. Whatever. You know, write us on Facebook.
Just so we're clear, when you talk about hating our show, just understand that we will talk about you.
Yeah, we will.
That's going to happen.
You know, we have an email. We have Twitter, Snapchat. We have Google voicemail if you want to leave us a message.
You know, speaking of people reaching out to us, I had over 200 happy birthdays from all of you guys. Thank you so much. It really means a lot.
That's so sweet. That's really sweet.
It was no Mike Herrera, but you know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're the one that fell a little short on that.
Well, why don't you talk to Mike about that? He didn't wish you happy birthday. Not me. I wished you happy birthday.
You don't know that he didn't wish me happy birthday.
Maybe he did.
He could have.
He could have.
We're on a first name basis now.
I'm pretty sure he's like super nice guy.
I'm like, hey, Mike. And he's like, who's this Bob guy? Okay.
I don't know. We're like besties. He wished me happy birthday.
So here we go. Pokemon Go. That has been like the thing that has taken over the country.
I've said this, like, it's like the zombie apocalypse has happened.
It really is.
Just a little differently than what we had imagined. And it's everybody just walking around their phones hunting Pokemon.
So we play, and a big part
we do.
A big part of my vacation, which, you know, was almost all of it. All of my vacation was playing this game.
We got a babysitter and we hunted Pokemon. That's what we did.
Yeah. One of the best parts about playing this game is seeing the other people that play this game. Like, we rode past what they call Pokestops and just see cars parked there, and we're like, yeah, they're playing.
We actually have a Pokestop and a gym right across the street from our apartment complex. I'm pointing in case anybody... I'm pointing. It's right over there.
It's right over there. Do you guys see it?
Right over there.
Do you see the gym right now? You don't even need a phone.
We're pointing to it. So hard. But yeah, we have a Pokestop and a gym. We can't reach it from our house, but it's like right across the street from our apartment complex. And so we hit it all the time.
All the time.
We leave to go somewhere and we stop by the Pokestop.
Which is a church. That's where it's at.
It is.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, like we pulled up there one day and like 3 other cars pulled up behind us. 2 guys were walking and like it was like all at one time. Everyone just converged on this one Pokestop. And it was so awesome. And like everybody's kind of like, head down like they're embarrassed. And I'm just like, whatever, man.
We're all playing
Own
the
it.
game.
We know you're playing. But then like we hit another Pokestop or another gym. It was late one night. We were out and like
where at?
It was farther down Main Street, and another car pulled up behind us, and we're sitting there and we're battling at this gym, playing this game, and they start yelling at us, and it really freaked me out. But they were asking what team we were on, and it took me a second because I was like, "Oh God, don't yell at me!" Oh, but it turned out we were all on the same team.
Yeah, Mystic.
So
go blue.
It was pretty cool. They were like, "Oh, Team Mystic," and I was like, "Oh, yes."
A lot of people make fun of this game, and I get it. I understand where somebody's point of view can be like, this is very childish. But you know that a scientist actually wrote this might make a big dent on the obesity problem that we have in America.
For me, my thing is, well, first of all, like I said earlier, we were already Pokemon lovers around here. So we're just happy about it. But even for the people who are not Pokemon fans who've just started playing this game, it makes me happy to see people interacting.
Yeah.
Even if they have their phones, people are still interacting.
Met so many cool people.
They're out and about, and there's just such like an epidemic of people with their noses in their phones. And I'm not saying this has cured that because it's on your phone, but it's getting people out and interacting with each other, which makes me really happy.
Obviously this is while our kids were away. They went and stayed with my mom and dad for a couple of days. We went to the beach at like 2:00 in the morning to look for Pokemon. And that sounds weird. It really does, and I get it.
We live like 15 minutes from the beach, and we haven't done that.
But that's the thing.
In years.
We went to the beach together as a man and a wife, and we walked along the shore and just had a good time together because of this game. It's really an awesome thing.
A few days ago, we took the kids and we went to the park, which is something that we do frequently anyway, but we were out at the park and the kids were in the stroller and we were walking. I ran a little bit. It was like ungodly hot, so I couldn't run very much. But like we saw other people that were playing. We stopped and talked to a guy and, made a new friend. His name was Dave.
Hey, Dave.
We gave him a card. So just in case you listen, hi Dave. It was so nice to meet you. But yeah, it was just, I don't know. We've had a lot of fun with it. So for anybody who thinks it's stupid, whatever, man. Sit there and hate on it if you want while the rest of us have fun. I don't know what to tell you.
It is what it is. What are you going to do? Continue your post on Facebook about, guns and race and all that kind of stuff. And we're just going to have fun playing a game.
Not that, I don't want anyone to think that like I or we would try to ignore like real issues in the world.
Not at all.
That's not the case.
It's just nice to take a break.
It's nice not to dwell on the bad all the time because it's one thing to be aware of what's going on in the world, but to dwell on it all the time, it can really affect your mind, you know? It can just really take you to a dark place because there is a lot of darkness in the world. So it's nice that we've kind of had a nice, fun distraction.
It's been really good.
Since, we started playing this game. So it is what it is. We've had fun with it. I'm sure it'll get old. It'll get old. And
it's going to get old.
It's not, and the next best thing will come along. But as of the moment, it's really fun and we're enjoying it. And so are a lot of other people.
Now, for anybody that hasn't listened to our show before, we have a section called the Bob O'Clock News. And that's where me, Bob, finds weird things that's happened in the news. And
Hi, Bob.
And I talk about it. Well, this section of the Bob O'Clock News I've devoted completely to Pokemon Go.
Are you really?
Yeah, you ready?
I guess. Welcome to the Bob O'Clock News.
Things that have happened in the world since Pokemon Go. A woman found a body in the river.
I heard about about that.
While she was playing.
Like, she was out looking for
Yep.
Pokemon, and she stumbled across a dead body.
Now, for anybody that doesn't know, there's different types of Pokemon. There's water, fire, fighting, rocks,
Grass,
that sort of
poison,
stuff.
psychic.
And if you go to different parts of the world or different environments, you find different types. So she was walking around the river trying to find water types, and she found a dead body.
Which is not a good thing. But
No,
I mean,
it's not a good thing.
I'm assuming that person was probably missing.
But
so
who knows how long?
At least they found him, I guess is the plus.
Yeah, they would have been there if it wasn't for Pokemon Go. Now, there's also some bad things that happen.
Like finding a dead body's not a bad thing.
Yeah, man, it is a bad thing, I guess, but it wasn't bad on the person that was
Worse.
playing.
So this is worse than finding a dead body.
I take it back. This is just something else that happened, okay? There's something in the game called a lure. And what that is when you go to a quote-unquote Pokestop, you can say, hey, I'm going to use this item. And what it does is it attracts Pokemon for you to catch. There was a group of teens that said, you know what, we're going to set one of these off. And when people show up, we're going to rob them.
Yeah, because this lure, it will show up to everyone.
Right.
It's you place it at a Pokestop. And it will show up to everyone, so anyone can come. And they say, oh, someone set off a lure here. I'm going to come and I'm going to hang out. And I'm going to wait for some Pokemon to show up, too, at the spot, to clarify.
And, that's just one of those things, like, that's why we can't have nice things. Because people are out there being ridiculous.
So what did they do?
They robbed them. Armed robbery. They were caught.
That's so mean.
It is really mean.
That's just so crappy. Like, how crappy of a person are you? Like, I'm gonna play Pokemon, I'm gonna set up a lure so I can rob people. Like, this is crappy. That is just crappy.
But then we have other things. Like, there was a couple people that were playing in a park and rescued 20 hamsters.
What?
They were searching for Pokemon and came across a box where somebody had abandoned a box of hamsters.
Oh my god.
There was no water left and there was only a small amount of birdseed. And these hamsters were gonna die, but the Pokemon players rescued them and took them to a vet and saved their lives.
Wow. It's crazy. Like, people have really, this game has really gotten people
Out of the house.
out. Yeah. Out and about. It's crazy.
There's another thing that happened that I thought was pretty funny. There was a guy he had a warrant out for his arrest for breaking and entering. The warrant was actually for skipping a court date.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a warrant out for just not showing up to court. But the reason he had to go to court was for breaking and entering. Well, he was playing Pokemon Go, and one of the Pokestops was at a police station. And he rode his bike to the police station wearing pajamas. And a couple of the cops saw him and said, hey, that's that guy.
Oh my god.
And they arrested him.
What did he think was gonna happen? Was he surprised when he got arrested? He had a warrant out for his arrest and was like, I'm just gonna go up to the police station.
And catch Pokemon. The chief of police said in that interview that sometimes people just make it easy for him, and that's what happened.
Oh, I just want to know what was going through his mind.
There was another player who showed up to a gym, and there was somebody already there playing, and they started talking, and the guy pulls out a knife and just stabs the other guy in the shoulder. And his response was, I just really wanted to battle. So
that is disturbing.
So now this guy has stitches in his arm.
Like, dude, come on. It's a game.
So,
you're supposed to battle your Pokemon.
The news reporter asked him, are you going to stop playing now? And the guy goes, no. As a matter of fact,
the guy that got stabbed
didn't immediately go to the hospital. He went to the next area to fight another gym before he went to the hospital.
Oh my gosh, that is ridiculous.
That's intense.
That's too much. Like, dude, you just got stabbed. You need medical attention. Stop battling, stop catching Pokemon, and go to the freaking hospital.
There was one guy who was playing on his phone while he was driving and drove into a tree. We are here to tell you now that this game is very, very fun, but please do not do it while you're driving. Don't be an idiot.
I heard about somebody getting hit by a car because they were like out in the middle of the street catching a Pokemon. Don't be that person. Oh my gosh. Don't be an idiot.
Also in the news, Pokemon Go has officially become more popular than Facebook.
I believe it, man. I haven't hardly been on Facebook at all.
Their stocks in Nintendo has increased the value of the Nintendo company by $7.1 billion.
Everybody who has stock in Nintendo right now is like, yes. Oh my gosh.
Okay, there was also a bakery in Toronto called Waffle U, and they posted a sign stating to the customers Team Valor could get their treats half off while Team Mystic had to pay twice as much.
What?
And I'm on Team Mystic, so guess what? If I ever go to Canada, I'm not going to your place.
Jeez, don't be hating, man. Team Blue.
There was a girl in the news who caught her boyfriend cheating because he caught a Pokemon in his ex-girlfriend's house and posted it online. Ridiculous, right? There's a woman in New York that has become the world's first professional Pokemon trainer.
What do you mean professional? Like she's paid?
For $20 an hour, she will sign into your account and walk around New York collecting every Pokemon and Pokestop she can find. And that's how she makes a living now.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible? Like, as a society, we bend and change ourselves so drastically for things that are popular.
Yeah. $20 an hour? Shoot, I could do that. Throw the kids in the stroller. Come on, kids. Mama's got to make some money. There's Pokemon to catch.
There's a Pikachu wandering around here somewhere. And you know, there's one more story that not too many people know about. It's really a Bob and Katie show exclusive. You and I were going to Holden Beach. Late one night, we didn't have the kids, and we were just going to go check out the beach and look for Pokemon, and we had to stop at a gas station.
I had to be.
Because you have the world's tiniest bladder ever. Well, I'm sitting in the truck, and you go inside. And my job that I have in real life trains me how to look for different people and what they do and how they act. And I saw a guy walk up, and he had his hands in his pocket, and he was very agitated. And I looked at him, and my brain went, this guy is getting ready to rob this gas station. And the first thought in my mind was you were in there, and you were going to come out of the bathroom while this was happening. I had to do something.
That's so scary. I've been robbed. I've been robbed a couple times.
I had to do something.
It's
so
terrifying.
As he walks to the door, I hit the horn, bonk, and he turned around, and I opened the door, and I get out, and I said, hey, man, what are you doing? And he goes, oh, what do you mean? I said, you know what I mean. What are you doing right now? Do you think this is a good idea? And he goes, look, do you have any money on you? That's what he asked me. And I said, no, I don't have any money on me. Are you crazy? I said, nobody has money on him anymore. We all carry cards. Why are you going into this gas station right now? And he goes, man, I need a couple dollars for some food. And I said, maybe you need to go somewhere else. And this whole time he's got his hand on a weapon in his pocket, and I can see him like fidgeting with it. Now, it sounds a little more heroic than it really was. I thought I was going to throw up. When you're in that situation, you just know what's going on. And I honestly...
All I know is I come out the bathroom, and I go to walk out the door of the gas station, and you're coming in because you were going to tell the girl, because it was a young girl working there.
Yeah.
It was a young girl, and then an older lady. Well, I say older lady. She could have been, she was old enough like to be our mom.
Sure. But
yeah, and the other girl was just a young girl.
Yeah.
And I see your face, and I was like, oh my God, what's wrong? What's wrong? I didn't know. I didn't see the guy. I didn't know any of this. All I know is you were coming through the door, and I saw the look on your face. It's like, oh my God, what happened?
Well, he makes the comment about just trying to get a few dollars for whatever, and I leaned in and I said, are you trying to rob this place? And he goes, no, not at all. And I said, are you trying to rob this place? And he looks at me.
You asked him that?
Yeah, oh yeah, I did.
You didn't tell me that.
That's because, I don't tell you things so I can save it for the show. And he goes, look, man, I wasn't going to hurt anybody. I was trying to get a few dollars. And I told him, I was like, well, you and I are going to fight on this sidewalk before I allow you to walk into this store. And he goes, I'm good, man. I'm good. And just turns and walks out to the road and starts hitchhiking.
Yeah, I saw the guy out there hitchhiking.
And I'm like, I'm ready to throw up because I'm scared out of my mind.
Adrenaline's pumping.
Now, I know in his eyes, I probably didn't look that way because I can be intimidating when I get upset.
To be in a situation like that. Gosh.
And I really feel like I prevented something big just
Yeah,
because I
probably
was
did.
playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah, because that was the only reason we were
That was
down
the
there.
only reason. Only reason. That's the only reason we went. But it was fun. You know what? And then we got, that all went down. We handled it. We told the people, it's like, you need to call the cops. Do whatever you got to do. We're leaving. And then we went and pranced around the beach for a couple of hours looking for invisible monsters.
Pranced. I don't know that we pranced.
Oh, we pranced. We held hands. We skipped. We sang.
No, we did.
What are you going to do? Well, it's 2:30 in the morning. We probably need to get some sleep. Do you got anything else you want to talk about?
No, this is the Bobcast. This is your show, baby.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we're going to end it with this song by Jason Charles Miller. Jason, thanks for allowing us to use this song, and I hope
Thank you.
I've
heard the song, and
it's really good.
Pretty
Yeah, it's pretty
awesome.
Well, I hope everybody enjoys it. Bye.
Bye.
I wanna be the very best. Like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, it's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Oh, you're my best friend in a world we must defend. Pokemon, our hearts are true. Our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all.